Hey everyone, Dr. Erik here, and the video that you're going to see is probably one of the most important videos that you can see if you're a caregiver taking care of a person living with dementia. So yesterday, I had the opportunity to meet Frank Abagnale. You're like, who's Frank? How many of you guys have watched the movie Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio, right? That movie where he's kind of going around scamming people with these checks, right? Crazy, amazing movie that you could see. It's amazing. So yesterday I actually had a chance to speak to the man himself who's featured in that movie, right? And he wrote a book. And I spoke to him and he was talking about fraud and scams that are going on today. Specifically, we also spoke about a lot of the fraud that's taking place in seniors' lives. So let's go through this. Verifying trust in the age of AI. The rules of trust have fundamentally changed. Traditionally, think about this. Traditionally, if you got a phone call and it sounded like your son, it sounded like your friend or someone, you believed them, right? I mean, 20 years ago, if your mom calls, it's your mom. Also, if the bank or an official called you, you believed them. If a phone number on the caller ID said MedBetterHealth, the best guide model organization in the world, you believed it, right? No one was able to clone that ID. And if a document or a video, or you're looking at someone and you're speaking to them 5-7 years ago on FaceTime and you saw it, there was no chance that it was somebody else. That was your son that you're talking to. Well, we're living in an age of a new reality. Nowadays, many of you may know this, but voice cloning flawlessly mimics the voice of your loved one. Flawlessly. You also have caller IDs, which are easily spoofed. You can be calling anywhere in the world, right? And then it shows that you're calling from your local bakery or your son. Same thing with criminals. They now buy all of your data. One of the things Frank said was that today we have everything about us online. The number of kids we have, our names, our address, our phone numbers. You can find social securities. There are so many huge breaches that happen, and all of that information is then obtained, combined and aggregated, and used to scam people, specifically elderly. Very, very high percentage of that. Now, we'll talk about what happens, right? The source. How do they get your voice? Do you ever have someone who calls you and you say, hello, hello, I can't hear you, right? What did you do? And no one's responding. What are they doing in that moment? They are recording your voice. And then what are they doing? They're cloning it. Because all you really need is a 3-second public clip. Now that's when they call you. How many of you guys have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? Look at me here on YouTube. My voice is all over the world. People hear it. Now imagine if someone takes my voice, someone takes my body like this, and does a FaceTime to my mom right now. And it's me. And I say, Mom, listen, and they know how many kids I have, and they know the names of my kids because I posted it on social media. So they know everything. Mom, my son XYZ, he got very, very sick, and we ran out of money right now. We're in a car accident. I really need you to wire me or send me $5,000 or da-da-da. My mom, will she believe it? She's 70 years old. She doesn't know about this voice cloning. She doesn't know about this video cloning. She sees me. She's like, yeah, I mean, that's my son. Are you okay? Yeah, but I really need the money right now. I can't talk. Right? Or they got me on gunpoint, Mom, and they saw a gun. I really need you to send this money right now or they'll kill me. What do you think will happen? Right? So they use this engine to extract, the AI engine, and then they call grandma, they call mom. I need money now, immediately. Sense of urgency, right? Okay. Now, I want to tell you a story that Frank shared with me. He said that there is a big corporation, and this corporation had a video call with their CFO, with their chief financial officer. The CFO was on Zoom. All the C-suite executives were there. The CFO started speaking and said, look, and he knew everything about that company. He knew the public data. He knew everything in the investor calls. So very, very well educated, quote unquote, CFO. But it wasn't a CFO in that video. It was actually an AI deepfake. And he told his team, we're buying a company. It's on the DL. We cannot make the announcement because if people find out, our deal's going to be ruined. I need $35 or $25 million to be directly deposited to this account. Here are the contracts. I've sent it to everybody in the email, but we'll review it after. I've signed them already. Da, da, da. And 25 mil was transferred. The company lost $25 million because they thought it was him. And what he did was, that fraudster, that scammer, was something called social engineering. Social engineering. That's when you learn a little bit about somebody. So for example, let's say my organization. We have Ron, who is the head of our digital marketing. We have Pushpa, the head of IT, right? We have Sabrina, our director of chronic care management. People see that on my website. They can use that data to write an email specifically. They can hack into my email, read what I've spoke about, make it socially engineered that when that email comes out, they're like, oh, Ron said that we needed $3,000 specifically for that meeting that we have in expanding the guide model and our relationship with XYZ, because we've talked about it in their emails. And what do? They socially engineered it now, right? And now I think, oh, wow, he knows exactly. I spoke to him about it. That's really Ron. Who else would have known that, right? So they've gotten a lot smarter. If sophisticated corporate security can be deceived by visual AI, think about your mom. Think about your dad. Think about the person living with dementia, right? And what they do is, like I mentioned before, identity theft information funnel. They get children's names, birthdays, family relationships, schools attended, vacations, pet names. They aggregate all that and they're able to forge your identity. So very, very important. So what do? Right? Every few seconds, by the way, someone's identity is used to open accounts or obtain a credit card. Right? And Frank mentioned, do not use debit cards. Do not. Credit card is the best thing to use, right? Because your money's protected. It's the credit card's money. It's not yours, and you can dispute that. Whereas if you're using a debit card, right, then it's direct access to your direct bank. So you do not need to have much of an online presence to be a target. A name, a birthday, a phone number, and an address is enough to grab and do a scam on you and your family. So we have the handshake generation, which is your grandmother, your father, your mom. They're the ones who are targeted. Believe it or not, who do you think is targeted more? Children's identity or grandmas and grandpas? I want you to comment below. What do you think? Who do you think scammers would target most? 3, 2, 1, children. Why? Think about my son. He's 10 years old, right? When is he going to get a credit card? Maybe 18, right? When is he going to buy a house? When is he going to check his credit score? In a long time, because he's 10 years old. So what happens? 10, 11, 12, 13, I'm not checking my son's credit, right? But what are the scammers doing? They're opening up bank accounts, they're opening up IDs, they're forging, they're getting credit cards on his social security because no one's monitoring him. If they take me or an old, let's say if they take me, I may get a car. I may get something. My credit history is bad. Oh, what happened? I can find out. It'll be 10 years before my son finds out, right? So very, very interesting information here. What you want to do is you want to tell mom and you want to do this. For example, if somebody calls mom and they are duplicating you, they're replicating you, you want to use a password. Right? Whether it's the home health aide who's there and she's listening because mom has dementia, or mom has mild dementia so she still remembers, or it's an older person. Every family should have a password. If someone calls and is asking for money, we have to have a password. And I told my kids that yesterday after meeting with Frank. Kids, if somebody calls, make sure to say the password. I'm not going to tell you, right? Only for my family. So my family know what the password is. But what very happens in the Medicare population is there's a lot of fraud when it comes to genetic testing. They do social engineering. They grab your medical record. They hack into an EHR. They call you, hi, is this Mr. Smith? Yes, how are you? listen, I just wanted to tell you that your doctor, you visited the doctor July 2nd, yeah? Now you know you did. And he ordered blood tests and sent you to Dr. X for GI. Yeah, so what are they doing? Social engineering. You're believing that actually they spoke to your doctor. They are your doctor. They know you. And they say, there's a genetic test that we're going to do on you. We need we lost, or your Medicare information that we have is not accurate. Can you please give it to us right now? Right? Let's say they start getting that information, and they start doing these equipment, testing, Medicare IDs, claiming new benefits, billing you for different types of hospitalizations or what have you. Really, really. So hang up. Medicare will never randomly call you and ask you for sensitive information. Never. Not going to happen. And always use a password with your family. If they use a scam where there's panic, there's urgency, it's called the grandparent scam, use the family password. So I hope that you found this video very, very helpful. Look, being a caregiver for a person living with dementia can be very, very overwhelming. It could be financially straining. And this is the last thing that you need in your life to make it even more difficult. That's why what we do here at MedBetterHealth is we help caregivers like you. So imagine a world where someone like me could be at your phone call at any time. You call, you have a care navigator, right, who's 9 to 5. Now, I'm a physician, but we lead one of the leading organizations when it comes to dementia and guide model care. But imagine being able to call and saying, Dr. Erik, or Irina, or Yekaterina, or Sabrina, or Zayed. We have a whole bunch of incredible care navigators. I don't know what to do, right? Can you direct me? Can you educate me on things like this? And having someone right there, that's us. Imagine on top of that, a 24/7 hotline, 10 o'clock, someone's calling, you don't know what to do, and you have someone to call. That's the guide model. Imagine if you're a caregiver and you're exhausted and this happened to you, and now you got to go to the bank, and now you have to sort things out, but there's no one to sit with mom who has dementia. Imagine where my organization can send somebody to sit with your mom, with your dad during the time and give you the opportunity to go and take care of things that you need to take care of in this situation. How incredible would that be? If you're interested, very, very simple. You can see the link to our program right here. You could see the QR code right here, as well as the link in the description. Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to click on that link. I want you to watch that 5-minute video. I want you to then to fill out that form saying that, hey, please call us back. We'd love to learn about the program. We're going to call you back, and we're going to make sure that you get started in this program. And we don't ask for many sensitive information in that link. It's a very, very general link. We get all the sensitive information over the phone. I hope you found this video helpful. Subscribe to our channel, comment below, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're at Straight Talk with Dr. Erik. That's our podcast, right? So, and I want you to like this video, because when you like this video, the algorithm allows more people to hear this information. So subscribe, comment, like this video, and I'm telling you, call us and we will help you. See you soon.